No, like getting killed over and over again really takes a toll of you and on you. And the thing is, in this movie, you only get so many chances.
I'm Russ Milheim from The Direct. Great to meet both of you guys.
Lotta.
Well, first of all, congratulations on the movie. It's awesome to be here at WonderCon with it. I'm very excited to see it myself.
Yeah, I'm excited for you to see it. It's a really fun movie. Yeah.
Now, my first question is, the conceit of the film is, there's a new threat plaguing these people every time they die. And you guys have previously teased how, it kind of changes movie genres and whatnot. But are those changes in genre more than just the monster? And do you kind of play around with, the editing and how it's filmed and other elements of the filmmaking process?
Yeah, I mean, we want to lean into the genres so it feels like that, okay, now we're in this type of movie. But it was interesting, actually, because one thought we had early on was like, well, let's actually have the music change as well. So it's like, oh, this will feel more like a supernatural movie and this is a slasher movie. But that's something that we actually had to change because it didn't feel cohesive enough. That was very important for us, that it doesn't feel like it's just like vignettes, because it is one cohesive piece, and our composer, Benjamin Wallfish, did an amazing job with this score. That's something that sort of fits across genres and really ties the movie together.
It's
very
so different because we realized that too. Like traditional horror movie soundtrack or like score just didn't work with this. It needed something to be as playful and strange and big as our movie is.
Yeah. Just looking at the trailer, it feels like a really awesome blend of two of my favorite horror movies, which is Happy Death Day and Cabin in the Woods. What were some, does that sound pretty accurate to what you guys were trying to achieve? And what were some of your own inspirations while making it?
Yeah, I mean, those two movies come up a lot. I mean, the biggest difference between something like A Happy Death Day is the changes. Like, it isn't the same thing. It's sort of happening all over again. But those, for sure, were some, inspirations. But because we have all these different genres, we could take inspiration from everything from like Evil Dead to Paranormal Activity to Friday the 13th.
The Descent.
Yeah, The Descent. Like it's all in there, which was super fun to do.
Now, obviously, keeping these deaths fresh and interesting, it must be a challenge. I know we change monsters and change threats, but how did you also just work to make sure that people watching it weren't just like, all right, here they go again, but just making sure that people were engaged and it felt new throughout the movie?
Yeah, I mean, we do it in different ways. I mean, one key here is that the characters in the movie, they don't get refreshed, where it's like, oh, okay, now it's a new day, I'm back to normal. No, getting killed over and over again really takes a toll of you and on you. And the thing is, in this movie, you only get so many chances. They can't keep doing this forever.
They need to figure out how to get this to stop happening to them. And so there's a story thread throughout that I think helps a lot with that.
It's the mystery element to it.
David, I have to pivot real quick. You worked on Shazam. I was wondering, have you talked to James Gunn at all about potentially doing something for the DCU? And is that a conversation and something you would be open to and happy to do?
I haven't really. I mean, at the moment, I'm sort of I'm done with superheroes for now, because it's that was, I don't know how many years of my life.
5 years?
Or more, I think. And I'm very happy I did them, but for now, it's I'm kind of good. But I'm always open to anything cool. So, I mean, if there's anything that comes up, I'm for sure here to talk about it. But.
Well, I'm very excited for this movie, so thank you for being here talking about it. Obviously, the concept is you guys are dying repeatedly in this movie. And so there's almost a repetitive nature to that. So for you guys, how did you work in your performances to make sure that was never felt? That audiences were always engaged and you felt like your characters never remained stagnant?
Totally. This is definitely a bigger Ella question, because she, her character is going through much more of a big arc throughout this course of the film. But as far as Max goes, I think that throughout the course of the film, he's going through an emotional arc, but also throughout the course of the film, we're going through a physical arc as well, where it's we're getting weaker and weaker, but we're trying to find the determination to continue to pursue, persevere through all of this, crazy stuff that's happening to us.
That's great.
This is you.
Stay with me. I was gonna say something quite similar, in that Clover my character is emotionally fortifying. She starts the film at the highest point of her grief and sadness, and is sort of lost, and doesn't really know who she is at the moment. She's lost these 2 people that were her whole world, and she's kind of questioning who she is without them. And so throughout the course of the film, she's finding her strength and sort of emotionally fortifying, but she's physically deteriorating. So the way I guess I tried to kind of keep it fresh was, every night changing my physicality a little bit to show, a little bit more emotional ability or emotional strength. And then, the makeup helped a lot.
Yeah, it totally does.
But I think because I'm trying not to spoil anything, because every night is different and every night there's a different horror. It honestly, I think that the practical effects and David were incredibly helpful, and it is new, and also you're acting with a physical monster, and it was always incredibly fresh, and the situation was always very different and newly horrendous, and so I think it allowed us to kind of just, for the movie to feel fresh and for it to constantly be shifting and changing
evolving,
emotionally, physically. Yeah.